Whenever we start a meditation, there's so many millions of forms of meditation and healing, and people are hungry for it. People are hungry for any spirituality, because materialism, at the end of the day, we see that all the thingies on the planet, they do not give us a sense of balance. So we start the meditation in this group, at least, always with prayers and holy. I have icons of angels and I have candles from the church. And the intent is the removal of ego. And ego is that sense of I, which helps us and takes us down also. The ego, which guides us towards spirituality, is the good part of ego. The ego that makes us involved with I, my things, and for me. Even if it is what we are asking is enlightenment. As long as it has the attachment of my to it, this is mine. This is my enlightenment. This is my own. We are nowhere. And extreme materialism reflected in extreme amount of money everywhere and the weird things that people are doing. People are buying digital photos of monkeys and stuff, and it's called NFT, and it's billions of dollars industry. And it's nothing. It's a digital picture, but with a certificate that it is unique and you can copy and paste it, but one copy is there unique. Something like crypto. And earlier, the biggest heists were around 5 million, 4 million from some banks. Now crypto guys, some smart as, or not so smart as crypto guys, they pulled off heists of 40, 50 million dollars easily 40, 50 million dollars in crypto. Just opening a website and offering to people absurd amounts of money, saying that, oh, give me $5,000 and you will get $50,000 in 3 months. And people invest. They want to believe in it. They think that this 10 times the return, etc., will save them, make them happy. And it's not the truth. If someone is offering you 10 times and all those astronomical sums, it's too good to be true. But various things are happening that people are selling, even enlightenment. And today I saw a Netflix documentary about some healing guru. Well, even the person doesn't use the word guru, so maybe not. And this person makes huge amounts of money by saying to the world that she will save from suicide. So people who are suicidal latch onto her, and she has a following of 1.4 million and very, very stressed. This lady is well, highly, I would say that very smart also. Smart in the sense that she can make a lot of money and manipulate a lot of people. And she has got all these websites and video sites and a whole team of people looking for spirituality and ending up with her. And she makes them sign up various contracts that your life basically now belongs to me. You can't have personal life, and you belong to my mission, and my mission is to help mankind and this and save people, etc. But for $5,000 a sitting, $5,000 for any sessions. And people who are, well, you have to be rich to be able to afford the services. And again, it goes back to the same thing. Just because people can afford $5,000 sessions does not mean that they are not suicidal. So they reach out to her, and she does various, like a combination of various things. And none of them is like, I'm not really a fan of that people who are psychiatrist trained, etc. But she has got untrained people, and what they do is very simple, but it works. It works because when a group of people come together, there is an energy exchange. And if 10, 20 people come and she gets them around and gets them to meditate and pray, and not really pray, it's always meditation, go to a sacred place. And this person has found the key of how to unlock any person who is suicidal. And the key is very simple. She will have a small meditation session with them, that $5,000 session. It can be in a swimming pool so that the person feels that they are being in a womb and all that, those sort of things can happen. And then she will say, go back to your childhood, pretend this is a special room, and yes, she has got a couple of her. Now pretend that you are a child. And the person says, and they ask her, do you consciously give yourself to this healer? Do you consciously go to your childhood stage? And she says, and the person says, yes, I want to be healed. I'm going back to my childhood stage. So that clicks, and the person starts playing with little toys. And then the healer or the healing group asks two other people. It can be random, it can be their own. Do you, with your full consciousness, agree to channel her father? And the next one, do you in your full, and they sit down and they pretend to be mother, father. And here is the kick. Someone else had also told me about this technique, that people pretend to be your parents or whoever you have a problem with, and they start to channel. And the person who channeled, he said, I really felt that I was channeling, because it works, because the consciousness is everywhere. And each one of us can channel that consciousness. Each one of us, in reality, is channeling that consciousness. Otherwise, that life force won't be flowing through you. That channeling of consciousness is the same as living. But if you say, I consciously let go and I want to take this role, that role, from Genghis Khan to Stalin or Hitler, close your eyes and you will feel it, and you will feel that those emotions flowing through you. I guarantee you. So these are an expansion of consciousness, but now you are trying to use it to hook to the thoughts of people that have lived or died, but it's not within your territory. You are going to be intuitively knowing that it's not within my territory. Why should you channel the thoughts of Hitler or someone else on the planet, or that father or mother? Anyway, that's first, but it works. So I'm not going to be refuting that. It works. You can close your eyes and you can say, Om Namah Shivaya, I want to channel, understand my father. After around 10-15 minutes, you will start having thoughts of your father. Where that line of demarcation is, which thoughts are generated by you and which thoughts are originally belonging to the first person that you know as father, that's a very easy line. But if you are pure, the thing is, if you are really pure in your intent, then you don't need this channeling thing. And if you're impure, then your thoughts will take over and you won't be able to line, because all these are just thoughts happening in your mind. But this show, it's called The Deep End. It's on Disney Plus, and it's a four parts about this lady. She has got 1.5 million, and Her managers are worried. We want to break the record of Deepak Chopra, 2.4, 2.4. And of course, we have to reach Tony Robbins. He has got 4 million followers. But they are happy with the 1.5 because 1.5 million viewers on the YouTube translates to n amount of views and money. And you out of 1.5, a lot of them are suicidal and they're willing to pay whatever it takes to get a reason to be alive. Now, the key is this. You take them to the childhood, and it happens with everyone in North America. It happens with, I would be surprised if you go to India, poorest of poor places. But people have no reason to believe in a God, and they believe in God. No reason. And in America, etc., people are blessed with so much and they have every reason, and people are skeptical. Well, it's just one of the things. I was saying some lady was writing, some very famous actress, I was dirt poor. I came to Hollywood. I slept 3 nights in my car. In India, if you have a car, means that you are the richest of the richest. Well, now it's more common, but 30 years ago, it was like that. So different scales, but the difference in North American thinking and what's happening over out here. And I've got 2 daughters, so I have my own issues and I recognize that thing immediately. And I'm going to be sharing what changed and how we have to work. She takes the person to this, asks 2 people to channel the energies of the father, mother, they all do role playing, and I do not refute. But no one knows where the line of demarcation is, because it's a very gray area where your own ego, if it's not involved, then 100% you can channel. But then you won't be needing to be channeling this, because a lot of these things are born out of people not wanting to cure themselves and wanting to cure others, including this lady. She has had a very rough childhood and molestations, etc. That seems to be the story universe. But those molestations sort of, or before molestations by the uncles and stuff, she was seeing visions and spirits and all that. So those things that a lot of people would pay any amount of money. If you have a channel, if you go on the YouTube and put, I can teach you to talk with the dead, you will have 1 or 2 million hits within if you, depending upon, but a lot of people are very interested. People who haven't spoken to their own son, mother, father, who are alive, are willing to give anything and do anything to talk with the dead. It's just one of those things. People think that everything is a sixth. This at some point when we die, they will make a movie Seventh Sense, and that person's role will be played by some actor, and that's happening. Okay, Salvi, it's not. You know that. But that role playing, it does lead you to be able to channel. But where is it that your thought? Because it's all happening in your head. And the thing is, this expansion of the consciousness in which you start to channel other people creates a crack in your own personality. The consciousness can never be cracked. It's it's God himself. How can there be any change in that? But your personality, it's like there is a small, you have a small dam and you want to open that dam. Walls are your personality, and you want to engulf and control the manifestation of the infinity of the universe. It may lead to the breakup in the dam, which is good if you are in a samadhi, dissolution, but bad if you want to be going to your everyday life and you want to be pretending that you are special because you channel. So the thing is this, after the session, both the people who were like, you could make out that they themselves need a lot of healthy, and the guru, this cult leader, there's no other word for it, is sorry, I'm saving suicidal people, I'm saving suicide. And of course, when you have 1.4 million, some people are saying she's cracked and manipulative, and she's saying, no, I'm not, I'm not cracked. Yes, all my psychiatrists have had told me earlier on that I'm now well, and that sort of things. Those things are also. And she has a boyfriend who is getting married to another, and she cannot take the stress, and she feels very betrayed. That and she all those things, and she's all my core team is you are my walls. Now I can't trust my walls if you will have any other partnership. Those sort of things are happening. So very very insecure person, but super manipulative, super smart, super maybe even gifted. Maybe even gifted. I don't know. It's not really clear. She does have a gift. It's not, it takes a gift to be able to attract like 1.4 million people or whatever. But the key that she found is tell everyone. After that semi-hypnotic session in which people chat and parents, and this person returned to, you were molested as a child. That's why you have so much amount of anger at your parents. And most of the time, they showed the interviews of the people who had left and who had came. She tells them to break away from the family. Leave your parents. They surely had molested you. That's why you have all this trauma. That's why you're sad. That's why you can't find a husband, a wife, a job, whatever. Blame it on Canada or blame it on parents. And the people are happy, of course. Because now you're being told an objective cause for whatever you think you lack. Your parents. And you don't remember it. But the one of the cases that, oh my God, my parents are so evil. And the act of people, yes, I felt that the father touched. And then there's a very heavy set lady who says, when I was channeling mother, I felt that not the love, but she touched your brother inappropriately. And this lady, oh, she's like, young from New York. And she, oh my God, my parents are so evil. And this. And it starts off, and people want to be believing these things because it places the blame somewhere out of you. To things that happened 20 years, 30 years. And the ladies minting, the leaders of this place are minting money and having shows. And if you see the lifestyle, jet setting and coming to crowds and then having all those claps, etc. The not exactly the paparazzi, but that sort of like, you're so super special and everyone, oh my God. And someone and a couple of people, I feel resistance to you. And some people, I feel this and that and various things. And a lot of it, yes, I feel this, I feel that happened, I feel. And everyone is feeling, oh, she's amazing. And around 10-20 people are living for her, and they did give an interview of someone who had left that place. And he was saying that, yeah, I spent 7 years of my life, like, propagating her, etc. But then I didn't get anything. I was and they asked, what was she selling? She says, 7 years ago, she was selling these mandalas and healing pictures, and they didn't really heal. So I got out of it. But I gave her 7 years of my life, and they said, what you paid? No, boarding and lodging. And a young guy has spent 7 years, and now he's also trying to gather on the YouTube anti this person, like, clicks and all that. But when I watch this, you have to understand that all religions, Christianity is a cult of personality of Jesus. Islam is a cult of personality of Muhammad. Buddhism, cult of personality of a Buddha. So when the gods work, they work through all of us. And someone can become representative of that. Someone can go through 40 days of hunger and sitting, as Buddha said, that I will move only when I get clarity. Someone can be like 40 days of hunger. 40 is a very like overlapping number in that way. 40 days of desert and become a Jesus, and then go to the cross willingly. Jesus did get psychic powers. He healed so many people. And he knew that he was going to the cross, but he still went. So that amount of self-sacrifice for others. Buddha was dying, and some other person came, and Buddha got up. I have to share the clarity with you, the teachings of Buddhism. He got up from his deathbed to give one more initiation. So that level of service, they never asked for money. They did not also ask for self-importance. Buddha said there should be no cult of personality around me, but Buddhism was dying, so they had to initiate it. Christ called himself the Son of God. He always invoked the Father. But he said, I am the way. My behavior is the way. And when he died, Christianity was a very, very super small segment, band, 12 people. People thought these were like mad people, etc., going around in a desert. But he said, heal in the name of the Father. So cults do have a place, but these are historical places. When you trust someone, don't stop trusting yourself. You have to be super respectful of everyone else, because through everyone, the divine energy is flowing. Acts of other people, if you don't approve, that's okay. Those are acts. The divine golden light in the heart of everyone. You have to see that light in everyone and in yourself. And if you are a Hindu, you will be able to see it in a rock also. And at some point, you will be able to see, like Saint SSC, in all the animals and forest. And then slowly you get to a point where you see everyone inside you and in yourself inside everyone. And then you cannot hurt. You never, ever, when you have harmony inside you, you don't hurt yourself. We try to live our life without hurting ourselves. So whenever all these people who have some sort of an energy and I would even say some sort of charisma to be able to attract that much, they work with the people who are traumatized. And a lot of times trauma will make us spiritual. But being spiritual doesn't mean that you give your empowerment to someone else, that you demean yourself for something or someone. Only for God, only for your own direct connection to God, you bow down. To all the others, you can bow down to the divinity in them, but not to them. Not to them. The divine force that is flowing through you and me, we can each bow down to that, but not to the other person. He's the same as you. He has a different role. And sometimes that role will seem to be that other person's role seems to be better. No. It's just on the surface, assumption and judgment. Including this jet setting, $1 million with lots of like fans and this and etc. Broken person, totally broken person, highly manipulative, broken person. Because when you manipulate some others around you, you have that charisma, You have that responsibility. And if you have that charisma and you start using it to make money and make yourself a YouTube popular, etc., then you're sort of wasting it away. If you start charging $5,000 for your session just because when you say Om or you, there was no God factor, like there was nothing godly about that. But the force of the consciousness flowing through us all is so strong. Let's say you go to a baseball game. No one is saying God over there. But by the virtue of the fact that so many life forces are assembled and they are all shouting or rooting for someone, there's a huge fake in the sense it comes and goes, upsurge in your energy. So you'll find in states, a lot of cities are divided onto sports and all that. And what sport? Grown-up men throwing a ball or hitting a ball with sticks. And everyone, because when you gather around and you are in the same sort of synergy, that energy is massive, but it's an animal energy. But it is there. So if you get a group of 10 people and all of you hold hands, and even you can do black or white magic. If you ask, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, all the 10 people chanting without any even factoring in God or something, asking the elements or something or this, that, something will happen that will give, because the consciousness is a super interactive game. It is our own higher self. So of course it reacts. It doesn't react to us going to a church or someplace and saying, I want lottery, because there are others who want that. And it's not our, so it getting a lottery. So there are some controls over it. But if 10 people hold hands and say, oh, may this person win a lottery, that person will get something, maybe a $10 something. And there have been cases of doing it, and it was like people got, I want $10,000, and he had a car crash and he got a compensation for $10,000. But he also had a broken leg, something like this. So those things happen. Consciousness, once you start believing and seeing the power of consciousness, it's everything and everyone. So why not? And if a child asks, I want this, I want this, I want this, the parent actually absolutely say, okay, have it. So we can have those things. Some things are categorically, if the father says, you know what, if I give you this lottery, then you just won't be able to fulfill your mission on the planet. And you signed up for that. So no. But some other things, okay, you want this or that, okay. Can even be that, like, in the field of relationship, 50% of people want a relationship. And the people who are in a relationship want out of it. And then they again in it. Someone called me like above 40, 50s, and I was relationship, and I just asked, how old are you? And it was around 50. I said, but you have had, yeah, I have had 2 marriages, but I'm looking for my love and my soulmate and this and that. And tons of people that are like not taken care of, because the mother is all romanticized and at 50 is still waiting for the one. And it goes further. The mother says, my mother who lives with me is 78 and is also waiting for her soulmate. So we are all waiting for something. And this lady who is looking for 1.5 million clicks, and she has got a dedicated team doing everything like video presentations and this and that, and selling all the goods that you can think of, from crystals to this and that. And so all those things are happening. Enormous amount of money in our eyes, but not enough for her. And a very, like, a lifestyle in which you do nothing but talk with people and you look at them and with all-knowing eyes. Oh, I feel you were traumatized. No, I don't want you. I want the real you to be talking. I feel some resistance. You are not accepting my authority. What's going on with you? Your parents molested you? So now you hate your authority, and now everything that I'm saying is not sinking in or vibing with you. It's because of that. And very harsh person. And if you're not with me, you can go and, like, as you had wanted to kill yourself. So constantly, like, whenever people don't pay enough or stop paying, the person actually on the camera, for at least 5 people, said, go and kill yourself. I saved you, and you're not acknowledging me as the authority figure, etc. You can go and kill yourself. Without me, you won't be able to live. And to 5 people at least, during it's a 45-minute. So the thing is that all of you can become healers very easily. Easiest thing on the planet. Because your intent is to serve. And the universe is open for that. But to avoid the shortcomings, first have total harmony in yourself. And harmony can only be achieved with the grace of God. There is no other way to get harmony. You have to acknowledge the grace of God. And grace of God means that you have full gratefulness for everything and everyone in your life. If you think you had a hard time in your childhood, be grateful. You are now where? That childhood is where? 30 years ago, 20 seconds ago, 25 years ago, whatever had happened. Be thankful that you have reached this point where you are in a group sharing clarity. Clarity cleans you up of all your pain in the heart, which is based on thoughts in the head. Clarity cleans your fear and anger in liver and kidney. Clarity clears your spine of all the stress, because the clarity is that you are not this puny body with its sexual desires and eating and sensation lust. You are the processing power of all these senses who came to this planet via this body to serve others, to make others happy. That's the only joy. And then that harmony that we are feeling already, you are all already feeling harmony. That harmony you share with anyone that you meet on the planet. And if you get someone to accept you as their healer, then you share the harmony of your heart. You don't do it from a place of where most of the psychiatrists are. Knowing that I have my own issues or my own cracks, and I'm going to be working with the cracks of other, because that gives me more, that image is more better. Oh, I'm looking important. This is me, mine, this is my life. I have to let it go. So to induce harmony in your heart, you have to be having total harmony. Total harmony means no thoughts in the head of any sort of anger at any memory. So closing eyes, we are all going to be praying with the Mother Taras. Tara is the healing. She is also the core of the word star, the one who makes us cross the universe to take us to the stars, Tara. Tare tutre ture so. So feel the golden green energy of the Tara flowing through the crown, opening your heart. ощущаете зеленый золотой энергии. Матушке Таре через макушку доходя до сердца. Oh, and the mantra is super easy. Tutare, tare, swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture 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 Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture. Just feel the mantra as an energy, as a grace flowing through you. The intent that you want to acknowledge everything that has happened in the past as being the grace of God, so that all your brain cells are golden and green right now with the blessings of the mother. And then you can share the harmony that you feel in your heart. And that sharing of harmony is making you a healer. Tare tutare tare so Om Tare tutare tare so Om Tare tutare tare so Om Tare tutare tare so. And when you're working with anyone, you can share this energy flowing through you, this grace of God flowing through you via your hands, via the heart energy, via anything that you do. Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha, Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha, Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha, Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha. You can channel your parents, but not to learn their thoughts, but to offer your gratitude. Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha, 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 Om Tare Tatare Tare Soha. So channel right now, parents, and offer them your gratitude. Channeling in this is not inviting them to learn their parts or learn their energy or learn anything. Just offer them your gratitude and accept their blessings because they are the source of your life. So invite your ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, channel them, and they will come up in your thoughts and they will be around you, and offer to them gratitude for your life. And when we are having gratitude for our life, all our pain, anger, fear born out of being angry at our lives is removed, hopefully forever. Om Tare 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 So. Feel it flowing from the crown. Ощущайте, как через макушку тарецкое блаженство, благословление льется, очищая сердце. И вы приглашаете своих предков, и приглашая предков, передавайте им любовь, благодарность за все события своей жизни. Отдавая благодарность за всех событий своей жизни, ваше тело очищается от ваших убеждений, что «О, у меня должен быть больше, меньше». Это должно было быть так, и ваши обиды, переживания, страхи все исчезают от вашего внутреннего тела, который вы называете, вселенной, которую вы называете тело. As you offer gratitude for everything in your life, your own pain, fear, anger, born out of the thought, I want more, I should be having this life, I should be having that life, are removed, and you become a pure healing golden green energy, redirecting this flow of energy to your ancestors. Предкам передавате это ощущение, поток энергии целительский, offering it to ancestors and offering it to yourself as your own ancestor also. Вы тоже, скорее всего, переродились. Вы передаете себе тоже во прошлое. Благодарность за нынешней жизни. You offer to your grand ancestor, which is probably also you, gratitude for the gift of life on this planet. Tare, 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 so. Soha. Om Tare Soha. Om Tare Soha. Gather all your ancestors in the temple of your heart. Sabiraite se sui predco vokrame lubiva semses. Ipasveshate immalitvi and offer them, honor them with the prayers to God. Om Bhurvusvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimam Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Triambakam Yajam Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaruktan Mrityurmukshemamrita. The first light saying it, the Pribhudit Saswada, the Sponitsa Volta, Nivan. Dainam Klepsushini, Prestinam Nashidal Yakan, Prashanta, Vidina Satis Kushini is bound. Allah, Allah, Allah. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On heaven as on earth. On this day, give us our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us from temptation, deliver us from thine is the power, the glory, the kingdom. Ask your ancestor spirits, which is in your heart and which is an extension of you. Sprashivate, prasite, svoi predkov, kateri sabrali v hrami, svojim srcem, za благословение, способность им служить, служение другим. Ask them for the blessing of being able to serve in their name others on the planet, and you will get the opportunities. You will become a healer, but it has to flow through you without any conditions of the ego. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaji. Om Namo Shaidala. Om Namo Shahi. Om Namo Shaji. Om Namo Shakat. Om Namo Shalila. Om Namo Shamarina. Om Namo Shaparas. Om Namo Shapriti. Om Namo Sharita. Om Namo Shaswata. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Triambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaruknan Mrityurmukshemamrtat Sveta. Om Triambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaruknan Mrityurmukshemamrtat Rita. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Priti. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatpar. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatmarina. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatli. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatkate. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatchi. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatidar. Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratatli. Gale Om Trimbaka Jame, Sugandhi Pushtiardhanam Uraknam Tirmukshimam Pratat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Always live with trusting your direct connection to God, with your direct connection by seeing God in your heart, with the blessings of the ancestors. By seeing God in your heart, you'll be directly connected to the God. You can take a drop of ocean anywhere on the planet. It will still have the same characteristics of ocean, the same wetness. Essentially, it is also the same liquid. In a similar way, each one of us is an ocean, but we think we are a drop. So invoke that God in your heart and you will be directly connected. You don't need anything or anyone. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to listen to anyone. You don't need to do anything except your direct connection. And holy books will always help you. Holy books or Quran, Gita, Bible are your direct portals. Use them instead of anything else. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Trust them fully and you will become a healer. That's all. I trust Gita fully. Om Namo. So, and also Bible. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya.